So my original dream as I was going through school was I wanted to be a diplomat. And when I got out of school and moved to Washington and I applied to the Foreign Service, I was not accepted, so they did not pick me, and it was rather devastating. My dream had gone bust. Life tends to happen in spurts, and you have to be prepared to zigzag when life throws you curveballs. So I always try to remind airmen, particularly airmen who are going through tough times, it's part of resiliency, is being able to get up if you fall, if there's a failure, you learn from it, but no matter what, you keep going. And when one door closes, very likely another door will open, and you have to go through that door, and you have to make the very best of it. I was a single parent, so there was a period in my life where I was working and I was raising 2 children by myself, and so you kind of get good at multitasking with that kind of an upbringing, I'll say. But in the workplace today, I take a lot of notes. I refer back to my notes. As I'm listening to what might be a very, very complex briefing, for example, I'm always listening with an ear toward pulling out from that complexity the 2 or 3 or 4 points that are most important, because it gets back to priorities. And I'm trying to keep those priorities in mind all the time. So taking care of people, making sure that we make the right choices for our readiness of today, but also looking forward to the modernization that we need tomorrow. And in all that we do, we must be efficient. We're in tough budget times. We have to make every dollar count. Well, for me, whether I'm talking to airmen or congressmen, or whether I'm in a meeting in the Pentagon, whether it's a great big complex decision, a smaller decision, there's certain elements that are the same to me. You have to gather your facts. So you have to listen to people, you have to gather perhaps statistics, if statistics are relevant to the decision, getting input from different points of view, different sources, and to understand the totality of different arguments that are out there, that's a critical point as well. After you've gathered the facts and after you've gotten as much of the input and thought about it as best as you can, be prepared to make a decision in what will, I'm sure, be an ambiguous environment. I think most of us want more facts, we want more time, we want more of this and more of that to feel confident in decisions. And yet the fast pace of life today, the fast pace with which we're expected to make decisions sometimes doesn't allow for that. And so you have to go with your gut, having taken into account as many of the facts and figures, and very importantly, listening to the people. It's a fast pace, but I'm a fast-paced person. I get bored with too much sitting around. And there's life after Secretary of the Air Force, so I probably will never see him do it all while I'm Secretary, but I'm going to keep on pressing. And the main thing as Secretary of the Air Force, though, is to go where our people are, to go where our key allies and partners are around the world, and to basically make sure that we're telling the story of the Air Force more aggressively and appropriately so that we get the resources and the policy support that we need.